In 2016, Star Wars and Lucasfilm started a YouTube show called The Star Wars Show, starring Andi Gutierrez and Dave Carboni. And it basically was behind the scenes interviews with stars and different people connected to Lucasfilm, and sketches, comedy sketches, things of that sort. In fact, the show won an Emmy Award. 2016 was, of course, right after The Force Awakens came out, and Star Wars seemed to be on the rise again. And the grumblings of the fans, though, had started. And it's one of those things where they were being dismissed, etc., etc. Very interesting to note that this show started around when people started basically complaining about the direction of Lucasfilm, Star Wars, and Lucasfilm employees like Andi Gutierrez either were so witless and not aware of their own influence on the fandom through the internet, or they were part and parcel to basically mocking the fans. And this is one of the most infamous things done by a Lucasfilm employee. Yes, that's Andi Gutierrez. That's Fanboys Tears mugs. Now, she says she bought it from a friend. It had nothing to do with mocking Star Wars fans. She bought it in 2015, and that's all well and good. Okay, we're not going to yell and scream about that. However, even if buying that mug and taking this picture, which ended up on Twitter, riling people up, was innocent, there still has to be somebody out there going, do you know what that looked like? Do you have any idea what the fans thought when you did that? Did you care what the fans thought when you did that? Her answer would be likely no, but it caused a really bad reaction among the fans like me. Fast forward to February 2018. Star Wars is reeling from the bad reaction of the fans to The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi brought in merely half the box office that The Force Awakens did. And Gutierrez was doing the show. She's going past a Lucasfilm employee's cubicle, and on the front of the cubicle is Luke Skywalker with a red X on his face. Now, let's talk about what that looked like to the fans then. Okay, let's talk about that, because this is a big one. She said it was a joke, and what's interesting to note is at the time, the person who had it on there was the social media guy that was running social media. Supposedly, in her words, a big Empire fan. Not good enough. And here's her. That's basically the scene of her going past the cubicle with Luke with the red X across his face from Return of the Jedi. This woman has obviously been on Twitter. Now, she's not as aggressive as Pablo Hidalgo and Pablo's wife, Kristen, who can be found on Twitter as Kristen, or Man Ray Sky, under the name K Hidalgo. But she still caused trouble with the fans. And I mean Andi Gutierrez. So along comes Bob Chapek in late January, February of 2020. We get through 2020, And while this is all going on, he's taking over, Bob Iger won't go. That Star Wars show went on hiatus, indefinite hiatus. And there have been, as far as I can tell, no appearances of Ms. Gutierrez since December 2020. That is over a year now. Now, her Twitter account says she's still there, just like it appears that Pablo Hidalgo's still there. But was Disney actually dropping the axe on people back in 2020? I don't know. Let's have a musical interlude while we ponder that.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Sherry John Brown come for you? Tell me what you wanna do, what you gonna do.
And according to her Twitter account and her LinkedIn account, which I looked at because I investigate these things, she's working at Lucasfilm, but yet at another place. She says, the thing about it is, that Star Wars show was connected to two egregious offenses to the fans. And either she was knowingly doing it to enrage the fans, or she's so stupid she didn't realize where she was at the time with the Luke with the red X across his face would piss off the fans if they saw the picture, or when she picked up that fanboy tears mug, her excuse was, well, I didn't do it to harass any fans, I just thought it was funny. It looks bad. And this woman has at least 2 moments of egregious, bad appearances in bad form in front of the fans. This is not putting your best face forward. Now, what is she doing now? It says she's still working for Lucasfilm. But she's also working for someone else, somewhere else. You can find her on LinkedIn. It's easy to find her until she gets an idea that I looked her up on LinkedIn, and then she's going to go running away and probably put her profile on private so nobody can see it unless you're part of her group. But there's something definitely odd about all this. This is another telltale sign that things were changing at Lucasfilm even in 2020. I believe strongly that Dave Filoni was already taking charge of a lot of this stuff before his name showed up on the leadership roster at Lucasfilm as the number 3 guy. I don't think Disney did this. I think they might have put her on hiatus. She's a PR nightmare. Again, because she's either too stupid to realize what she looked like, or she did it deliberately to piss the fans off. And I'm actually leaning towards she's too stupid to understand what it looked like. So don't hold your breath saying that the Star Wars show with her and Carboni coming back anytime soon. They might shock me, but don't. This is another indication that Lucasfilm has been changing under our noses, and we haven't seen it. And Ichibaka actually did really good investigative work on this. It's too bad he doesn't realize he might have actually helped change something for the better at Lucasfilm. But if somebody can find Andi Gutierrez, let me know, because she might show up once a month on Twitter, and I've got her tweets talking to Pablo Hidalgo's private account, but she only shows up a little bit. So obviously she got scared off of Twitter, and obviously she's no longer in the public eye. This is stuff signing out. We'll see you around the galaxy.